I thought Prince Harry's American life was finally cruising, new home, fresh identity, a clean chapter, but one bombshell confession from Tyler Perry sent it all tumbling. Suddenly, every secret Harry tried to bury exploded into the spotlight. This wasn't mere gossip. This was Harry's empire of calm crumbling. Stay tuned. It's about to get messy. I hung up, digested it, then called back. Wait, so we have to do all that church stuff with them? Because honestly, I don't want to. The unraveling began quietly. No alerts, no footage, just whispers. Whispers that the picture-perfect world of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had shifted. And whispers now had a name: Tyler Perry. Initially harmless, he'd always been their so-called guardian angel. But a recent comment carried unexpected weight. Not rehearsed, not polished, just revealing what was meant to stay hidden. And the public caught wind. Everything changed. Not the words, the tone. Perry sounded like someone who'd seen too much, done too much, and finally spilled the truth. A truth Harry and Meghan desperately tried to hide. Suddenly, everyone asked the same question. Why now? Why would Tyler Perry, the loyal anchor in their lives, expose cracks? What did he know? Why did Harry now look so stressed and fragile? As observers pieced it together, old interviews resurfaced. Harry defensive, dodging, deflecting whenever pressure, anxiety, or family came up. Remember the awkward refusal to give Meghan full credit for their escape? Now it was clear it was Tyler Perry he owed everything to. The shock wasn't just that Harry leaned on Perry. The real jolt. Harry and Meghan weren't running from tyranny. They were out of their depth, leaning harder than anyone guessed. Perry wasn't offering just a house. He offered direction, stability, guidance. But stability has a price. Reporters dug, timelines matched, old statements unearthed a pattern Harry hoped no one would see. Every major move, legal battle, emotional patch-up, image spin, Tyler Perry was behind it. And then the unthinkable. People questioned the one thing Harry never wanted questioned. Was he ever really in control? Because once Perry spoke, clarity hit. Those first 6 weeks here, walking around freely, laughing with Archie, they were held together by Perry's scaffolding. Harry wasn't the bold rebel prince. He was a man propped up by someone else's stability. And now that support was cracking. Tyler Perry's revelation didn't just raise eyebrows, it caused a seismic shift. Suddenly, Harry wasn't the fearless royal breaking free. He was a man barely standing. And the deeper the public dug, the more obvious it became just how much Perry had been holding behind the scenes. For years, he was painted as the generous friend swooping in at the darkest hours. Now, the story shifted. Tyler Perry wasn't just a friend, he was a lifeline. Home, security, people to silence chaos, emotional support Harry couldn't find elsewhere. He provided it all, but with responsibility. And now, finally, the weight seemed to crack him. In his disclosure, Perry didn't sound mad. He sounded exhausted, like a man who'd carried a secret too long, like someone who had watched Harry spiral and could no longer pretend everything was fine. His tone wasn't just frustration, it was concern, maybe even regret. That subtle tremor haunted everyone watching. If Tyler Perry, the man who stepped in when everyone else ran, was finally speaking up, then things were far worse than imagined. People revisited old clips, Harry crying in interviews, snapping at reporters, contradicting himself, blaming the media, the monarchy, his past trauma, anything but his own choices. Back then, it looked like raw honesty. Now, it screamed unraveling. The house? Only glimpses from the gate to the fountain, and yet we thought, that'll do. Meanwhile, Meghan's calm, polished public persona sharply contrasted Harry's fraying composure. The imbalance was obvious. Tyler Perry's revelation fanned the flames. Insiders said Harry wrestled with decisions, stress, constant emotional swings, relying heavily on Meghan. Even she couldn't stabilize him fully, so Perry stepped in, not just a friend, a full-blown crisis manager. But now he seemed to be stepping back. His comment wasn't casual, it was a warning. He would no longer shoulder the emotional weight of two people who treated him as their safety net. As Perry withdrew, Harry's world started collapsing. His carefully curated image, his fragile independence, all started to crack. He had traded one form of dependency for another, and without Perry holding the scaffolding, it all shook violently. The public began questioning, what would Harry's life look like without him? As the revelation spread online, the focus shifted from mere instability to a deeper shock. Harry had relied on a man who was never meant to be permanent support. Harry hadn't just housed them, he shielded them from consequences, bailed them out financially and emotionally, and built the framework that Harry had no plan to construct himself. Every legal battle, every media interaction, every emotional meltdown, Tyler Perry had been the glue holding it together. Reports surfaced of Harry pacing at night, snapping at staff, breaking down over minor things, trapped in the very freedom he sought. Independence required more than he expected, and Perry had been holding the line. Finally, the public realized what Harry hoped remained hidden. He didn't leave the palace as a rebel, he left in survival mode. Now, with Perry stepping back, cracks were everywhere. Inconsistent interviews, contradictory statements, shifting blame from the monarchy to media to his own past. It was all avoidance. Meanwhile, Meghan's role became more visible, poised, strategic, carrying the weight Harry couldn't. Even she had limits. Behind the scenes, whispers grew. Insiders claimed Harry's anxiety worsened. He struggled to adapt, and without Perry, the fragile structure of his life was collapsing. He struggled to adjust to American life. He missed the palace's protection. He doubted his own choices. And now, without Tyler Perry's safety net, those struggles became unmanageable. The public started asking the questions Harry dreaded. What happens when the one person holding you together walks away? What happens when the truth you've hidden is finally visible? What happens when freedom feels like a trap? For Harry, the answer was painfully clear. Without Perry absorbing the chaos, his entire life started to crumble. Every interview, public appearance, and slip of tone revealed the same truth. Harry was unraveling, not with drama, but quietly, like a thread being pulled from a sweater he didn't know how to mend. His expressions, once confident, now radiated worry. His once firm, rebellious voice trembled with uncertainty. Explanations sounded defensive, confused, desperate. And every time he spoke, Perry's words echoed, exposing the emotional turmoil Harry fought so hard to hide. Meanwhile, questions about Harry and Meghan's marriage intensified, not for drama, but because the imbalance was glaring. Whenever Harry stressed, Meghan stayed composed. When he faltered, she delivered polished sound bites. Commentators noticed the disconnect. Two people living the same life, but carrying entirely different weights. Meghan strategized and planned. Harry carried chaos, regret, and fear. With Perry stepping back, that imbalance widened. Hollywood whispers suggested Harry's frustration behind closed doors. He felt lost. Unable to meet expectations Meghan embraced effortlessly, longing for structure he once despised, but now desperately needed. Tyler Perry had temporarily provided that framework, but Harry never rebuilt it himself. Public scrutiny revealed more cracks, shallow friendships, stalled business deals, directionless projects, scattered interviews, chaos masquerading as freedom. Perry's disclosure tore the disguise off entirely. Insiders said he was heartbroken witnessing Harry's volatility, confusion, and reliance on others. Eventually, Perry reached his limit. When he stepped back, everything Harry relied on vanished: the support, stability, and sense of safety. Not in California, not in Montecito, not even within his marriage. Without that net, Harry's struggles became impossible to hide. Every moment felt heavier, every decision reactive. Observers no longer saw a prince rebuilding his life. They saw a man losing his grip. And this wasn't the end, only the middle. Tyler Perry's withdrawal triggered a chain reaction. Friends and allies quietly distanced themselves. Hollywood, once eager, now saw him as unstable, irrelevant. Projects fizzled, partnerships thinned, media tone shifted from bold truth-teller to stumbling, fragile figure. The image Harry worked to build, rebellious, free, forward-thinking, fractured. Then came the harsh truth: Harry misread America. He expected unconditional support, endless opportunity, admiration for escaping the palace. America wasn't that safety net. Criticism persisted. Failures weren't shielded, and the void of the monarchy remained unfilled. Perry's revelation confirmed suspicions. Harry wasn't thriving, he was surviving. Fans analyzed Harry not as a royal, but as a struggling husband and father, noticing contradictions, blame shifting, and dependence on Meghan for guidance. Insiders revealed Harry reaching out to old UK friends, many of whom had grown distant. Rumors swirled. Even Meghan was overwhelmed. tired of carrying the marriage's emotional weight while Harry couldn't provide stability. One conversation with Tyler Perry exposed years of hidden struggle, dependence, and evaporating stability. It revealed what Meghan didn't want public. Harry wasn't the strong, independent man he appeared to be. He was still searching for direction. As the dust settled, one question dominated social media and commentary: what happens to Prince Harry now? With Perry stepping back and Hollywood losing interest, the outlook was grim. Bridges in the UK burned, no solid ones built in the US. Harry was trapped between worlds. Every revelation widened the cracks. The man who thought he escaped the palace had entered a new cage, built from instability, emotional turmoil, and fading support. And the world watched as the final chapter unfolded. If Tyler Perry's disclosure was the spark, Harry's unraveling had become a wildfire.